Do you have a fear of rejection when it comes to approaching beautiful women? Do you want to get over this fear? Well, at the end of this video, I'm going to give you 2 techniques to help you bust through this fear once and for all. Are you afraid of rejection? Are you trying to go out and figure out how to meet women, get dates, and basically get sex without being rejected? Well, let's talk about that and why that's completely unrealistic. You see, the game is played in rejection. Learning to meet women is done through being great at rejection. As a man, you have to be really good at rejection if you want to be really good with women, especially in bars or really anywhere. You see, women reject a lot. They reject all the time. They're rejecting because they're learning about you. They're figuring out who you are. Sometimes they're rejecting just because they plain don't like you, and you'll feel them turn cold and shut off usually when that's the case. And sometimes they're just dancing, they're playing. And it's all in the subcommunication. But the average guy takes all that rejection as personal. He doesn't know how to handle it. As a matter of fact, I see sometimes where women are just flirting and the average guy takes it as rejection right away. See, the average man is so bad at taking rejection that the slightest sign that a woman is not interested, the slightest sign that she's not sure, the slightest sign that she might be disapproving, he runs away. And a lot of times he runs away and the woman is just like, what happened? Where did he go? Because she was actually just flirting. I remember one time I took this client out and it was interesting because he was this, could have been a male model. He was gorgeous. And he said, women don't like me. Women don't want to date me. Women don't like me. And he was trying to convince me of this. And I looked at him and I said, you gotta be kidding me. Now, he had a deep voice. He was really grounded. He was really solid. I knew there was no way that there weren't women out there that were attracted to him. So I said, show me. Take me to a bar and show me. So we went to this bar. And I remember he approached the first woman and he walked right over and started flirting with her and started talking to her and started joking with her for a minute or so. Well, not really joking, but talking to her for a minute or so. And then he came back and he said, see, she doesn't like me. Now, at this point, I was really curious because I could tell she did like him. She was actually wondering where he went. I could tell by the way she was communicating, her subcommunication, the way she was looking over. And I asked him, I said, what did she say? And she said, well, I can tell you're a player and I'm not going to sleep with you. And I laughed when he said this because I knew right then and there that this woman was completely into him. See, he hadn't brought up sex. He hadn't brought it up at all. She brought all that up. And when you translate that and you really understand what she's saying, is she's saying, I'm already thinking about sex and I'm going to push you away because you're turning me on right in that moment. And the way she said it with her subcommunication, her body language, told me everything I needed to know. I could see it clearly. But for some reason, he was taking everything she said so literally that he couldn't see it. In his mind, she didn't want to sleep with him. And it was really interesting how his mind would take everything and put it into rejection before it was even there. Because he went up to another girl later and he was chatting with this girl within a group of friends this time. And then he walked back and said, yeah, I don't like her. And I said, why? And he said, well, she kept talking about wanting to go, do you have a table? Can we go somewhere else? Do you have a table? I just want to go over to your table. And he was getting really frustrated with this for some reason. I said, why does that bother you? And because they were talking in a group of friends, remember? And he said, because, I'm not made of money. She just wants me to go buy her drinks. I could tell. And I can't afford bottle service. And I looked at him. And, this is where he was kind of dense. I was like, you're in an Irish pub. There's no bottle service, first off. And second of all, you're with a giant group of friends. What she's saying to you is, I want to be alone with you. And he couldn't see that. And this light bulb went off in his head. And he started to realize that what he was taking as rejection was not rejection at all. In some cases, the women will push away. They'll say stuff like challenging, like, I don't know if I like you. And they'll look at you funny. And in that case, they're flirting. It's often flirting. And as men, we take so much rejection so personal that we can't see the subcommunication. But when you start to calm down inside, when you start to get over the fear of rejection, when you start to relax into your body, when you start to actually enjoy the interactions, you start to see what she's really saying. It's like a light bulb comes on. and you start to relax. Because your job really is to relax and be the grounded, solid one. She flirts and flows and dances and pushes away and pulls back and flirts and flows. And that's how the interaction usually goes, at least the dance between the masculine and the feminine. And when you start to accept this dance for what it is, and you start to realize that your job is just to be the solid, grounded one, you realize how easy it is to be the man in this relationship or in this moment. So I want to talk to you about ways you can develop comfort and enjoyment with rejection. And the first way is to go out and start approaching women, but not with the purpose of getting a date or getting a phone number, or with the purpose of getting rejected. Just go up to women in bars, maybe go up to 10 in a row, and just be brutally honest. Say, I'm scared to death of rejection, so I'm saying hi to beautiful women, and can you do me a huge favor and reject me? And just watch what they do. Some of them will say no, some will say I can't, some will say yes, some will say fuck you. Who knows? You'll get a whole myriad of responses. And all your job is to call it out. Your job is to call it out and let yourself be scared, deal with the circumstances, and then let it go and go do the next one till pretty soon it stops bothering you. If you do this several times in 1 week, it could literally change your relationship to rejection very quickly. Another exercise, the second one I want to teach you, is going up and just being brutally honest. Being brutally honest about why you're there. Whatever's on your mind. You know what? I decided to come over and talk to you because I'm scared to death and I'm getting over my fear of rejection. Hi, my name is Brian. You know what? I decided to come over and talk to you because you're fucking gorgeous and you make me nervous as shit and I can barely stand it. Hi, my name is Brian. The more brutally honest you are, the more vulnerable you are about the truth of what your experience is, and then you don't make her responsible for making you happy, you don't put it on her to make you happy in the end, you stand in your masculinity, your strength, in your honesty, the faster your confidence will grow. If you do that on a regular basis, let's say over a month's period, you'll be shocked at how much more comfortable you'll be approaching women in bars. It can change everything very quickly. And then this interesting thing will happen. The clouds will start to part. Suddenly you'll start to realize that some of what you had perceived as rejection in the past wasn't really rejection. It was women flirting. It was women playing. It was women dancing. It's the elusive shit test. Because women will shit test you, not just in bars, but for the rest of your life. If you're in a relationship with her and she really cares about you, she'll be testing you. Those tests will never go away. So get used to them now. Don't wait. Get used to them early. Get used to them before you meet the girl of your dreams. Because if you meet the girl of your dreams and you're not used to these, and she's testing you, she's poking at where you're insecure, where you can build more confident masculine energy, you can build your power, and you don't stand up to those tests, you don't build your confidence, well, you're going to start to build resentment. And in a short period of time, that relationship will most likely fall apart. So I want to invite you into learning to love rejection and learning to love failure with women. Because the moment you do, you'll start to really enjoy testing. And in that moment, it will change everything. So if you're new to our channel, make sure to subscribe. And if you like the video, make sure to comment below. And if you're not sure what to comment about, just tell us about your best rejection, because we've all had that awesome rejection, right? I'll see you in the next video. And remember, only the confident really live.
But I could feel it, and it seemed magical at the time. But now I realize this is just like you said, dogs don't have an analytical brain to our degree, so all they are is feeling. That's why dogs can feel men so easily.
I think it's a large problem with men today, because changing the way you feel about yourself in your body, and that's the key. Now, I could stand like a confident man, shoulders back, chest up, hands at my side. Yeah, I got this shit together. But what am I doing right now? I'm completely walling off here.